Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Like always, we've got a lot to talk about. Whole heap of news in regards to Cole Palmer. There's some information in regards to Romeo Lavia's injury. Kendry Páez will apparently spend this entire week training with Chelsea first team. And whole heap of pundits. Some are talking a lot of nonsense. Some are talking quite a lot of facts, actually. So we're going to touch base on everything. So, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, take a moment right now, smash the like button if you're here for the first time, subscribe as well, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. And like every other time, make sure you comment and let me know what you think about every little bits and pieces that we touch on this news segment. First up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a little bit about Romeo Lavia. I don't know about some of you guys. Maybe some of you guys are well aware. I try and keep up with the news on a regular basis. I just didn't know what was wrong with Romeo Lavia. Now we've got a bit of information, ladies and gentlemen. The injury that kept Romeo Lavia was a thigh muscle tear, which is a much more serious problem than what many first thought. According to DH sources, the midfielder should return during the first week of March. So, look, this season has been a massive write-off for Romeo Lavia. I'll be honest with you guys. I rate this player a lot. But at the same time, I didn't really think it was necessary to get someone like Romeo Lavia. I thought, in the likes of Caicedo, in the likes of Enzo Fernandez, we've got Conor Gallagher, we've got Chukwuemeka, we've got a whole heap of, options available in midfield. I just didn't think someone like Romeo Lavia was needed, but I was stoked. I was absolutely stoked that Chelsea ended up trumping Liverpool and getting Romeo Lavia, but at the moment it's not really worked out. He's not really kicked too much ball for Chelsea Football Club, and the time that he's tried to kick the ball, he got himself injured again and again. It seems like it's a prolonged injury as well. So look, now he's destined to potentially come back in March. Let's just hope he has put all his injury issues behind him. This isn't a new thing with Chelsea. He was injured in Southampton as well. So look, let's pray that he can put all of those injuries behind him. And Eden Hazard, by the way, if you guys have not seen the podcast of Eden Hazard on Obi-Wan, I think it's called Obi-Wan podcast, basically John Obi Mikel's podcast. So check that out. Unbelievable interview with Eden Hazard, which was sensational to watch. And Eden Hazard, someone who's advocated for Romeo Lavia. So look, let's just hope and pray that things work out for Romeo Lavia. It will be good to see him feature for Chelsea Football Club and give us some level of impact. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Kendry Páez will train with Chelsea this week. This is going to be a great experience for this kid. Honestly, this will be a fantastic experience. This week, leading up to the Carabao Cup final, Páez will get a bit of a taste as to how the preparations take place before a final. And I hope he gets a lot of valuable, aspect out of this, valuable information out of this particular week, and it will only make him a better player. He's a young kid. He will be in and around some of the pros, I suppose, that's been doing it for a little while at Chelsea Football Club, in the likes of Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, and so on and so forth, Raheem Sterling. So it'll be good for him to get a vibe as to what it means to basically prepare for a final. So this is great. Let's hope that Kendry Páez one day does feature for Chelsea Football Club, and it's not one of those situations where there's a lot of hype about this kid. And if Chelsea find an opportunity to sell him to one of the bigger clubs in the world, and if they feel that they want to cash in on him, I just hope that that's not really the case, and that we get to see this particular player play for Chelsea, because he's a serious talent. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, BBC Sports chief football writer Phil McNulty. I actually think Chelsea have shown signs of real improvement recently, especially when I saw them win at Aston Villa in the FA Cup. I wouldn't say the Carabao Cup final is key to Mauricio Pochettino's future, but it would be huge for Chelsea and the manager to win it. It would give him his first trophy in England and ensure European football next season, which would give the club some much-needed calm, not to mention success after all the recent upheaval. In reality, it really is Time for some stability at Chelsea. Easier said than done. I know, and to just give Pochettino time and space. I do think there have been some good signs recently. So look, a lot of things have been said here by Phil McNulty. First thing, I think he's mentioned that clear improvement since obviously the drubbing that we took against Liverpool and Wolves. It was actually a big improvement against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. I totally did not expect that performance. I thought we were going to get done. But the way we played against Aston Villa was very, very good to see. But we all said, I need to see consistency now. And against Palace, the first 45 minutes was not good. But the second 45 minutes, I thought was much improved. And we stuck to our game plan. And finally, we got those goals right at the end. And then, of course, after the match against Crystal Palace, we had the match recently against Manchester City, where I thought that was the best game that we've played in this entire season. So, yes, perhaps there has been a bit of an improvement, but once again, I'm not getting carried away. I need to see for the rest of the season, to be honest, for the rest of the season, good, consistent level of high performances. That's what I want to see. Minimize the losses and get as many wins as possible. Now, in regards to the Carabao Cup, does it decide his future? Probably doesn't. Pochettino's future, even if we lose, I think it's safe to say Pochettino is probably going to see out the end of the season. There is a financial implication, of course. You know, you have to pay that compensation of having him for a 2-year contract. If we sack him now, you're going to have to pay out that contract. And I think Chelsea's trying to avoid any further costs in this financial year. This is why they want to make all of the judgment at the end of the season, once the financial period is over, and then we can make a judgment. And if there needs to be a change, that change can be put down in that next financial period, as opposed to now. In this particular period, we still need to balance the books. So, but then again, if you keep losing on a consistent basis, he's going to be left with, the owners, the board are going to be left with no choice but to get rid of someone like Pochettino. Having said that, the last bit in here is, is there a way where we see Pochettino perhaps staying longer? I feel if Poch can get at least one silverware, whether it's Carabao Cup or FA Cup, obviously now we're in the Carabao Cup final, this is the best opportunity for him to do the damage. And if he can make top 6, maybe he does warrant to stay another season to see where he can take Chelsea Football Club. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Axel Dembele. The last 3 games have been good, but we have to stay humble and keep going as we are now, and push forward. Just because we played well in the last 3 games doesn't mean we should say Chelsea are back. I like this. He's staying humble, and this is how we need to be. We need to stay humble. We need to keep working on these last 3 games and continue it on for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till the end of the season. We need to stay focused. All the players need to know that this is not some Mickey Mouse club, man. You're representing Chelsea Football Club, one of the top clubs in Europe. You need to play with that pride. You need to play with that passion. You need to play with that design. This is exactly what I see with Axel Dembele. I see that he's carrying that character. I'm still doubtful about all our CBs in terms of their performances because they're shaky at times. But what I like about Axel Dembele is his character. I think he really, really understands what it means to play for Chelsea Football Club. The way he defends, the way he's always, smashing his chest and fist pumping and whatnot. He's up for the fight. He's up for the fight. Now, we just need that attribute to be contagious and for other players to follow suit. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, lots of conversation in regards to Cole Palmer. Eden Hazard, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, Obi-Wan podcast. Do check that out. Eden Hazard, sensational podcast with John Obi Mikel and the other brother. What's his name? I forgot his name. Something McCarty. Let me just have a look at that. Chris McCarty. Yeah. Check that out, man. Really, really good. Eden Hazard. Cole Palmer is a top player. Left footers at times have something magical. Look, it is not outrageous to say that Cole Palmer is probably one of the best signings of the season, period. Don't worry about Chelsea. I think best signing for this season so far. I know a lot of people will say Declan Rice, and a few other people will say some other names as well. But Cole Palmer, for price to value to performance, if you were to make a comparison, this guy, the return on investment has been sensational. I think we bought him for something around 45 million, maybe just a bit less. He's probably worth around 70 million, I'd say, minimum. The goals and assists, I think he's already scored 12 goals for Chelsea Football Club. He scored a couple of more for Arsenal, and he's already got about 7 or 8 assists. I could be wrong, but it's quite high. And there's still so many matches left. He could potentially do 10 plus goals and 10 plus assists in his first season for Chelsea Football Club, which is going to be sensational. So, his vision, his passing range, his ability to score goals up front. He's a very clever player, man, and I'm so glad we've been able to get him. And this is one of the tick marks for the recruiters as well. There's a lot of things that the recruiters probably got wrong. Cole Palmer is one that they've absolutely nailed it. Troy Deeney, in today's game, who would you play to watch? Jermaine Defoe right now? Cole Palmer. Deeney, that's mad first name. You could go Messi, Ronaldo, Haaland, and you win Cole Palmer. Therefore, I've seen it. I want to go and watch someone who, for the next 10, 15 years, can be anything they want to be. Going forward now, I want to go and watch someone who's young and exciting. That's big praise from Jermaine Defoe, man. Cole Palmer, look, once again, I'm not surprised that players, ex-players or pundits, they're very, very excited about Cole Palmer. If I'm Gareth Southgate, in the English camp, by the way, I absolutely hate the English national team, but anyway, that's by the by. But if I'm Gareth Southgate, I'm looking at Cole Palmer, man. I'm trying to build a team with the likes of Cole Palmer, Foden, and so on, so on and so forth. And I know Cole Palmer and Foden probably similar attributes. How do you fit both of them in? But you try your best. You try your best. That's all I can say. Once again, I'm not surprised that Cole Palmer is being liked by a lot of ex-players as well. Gary Lineker, I was very, very surprised when Pochettino took Cole Palmer off, because they were at a stage where they were struggling to get out, and he was the one player that could keep the ball at the particular point and keep them in the game. And then he took him off, putting a defender on, and they were kind of even deeper, weren't they? And it was kind of every eventuality they would score, and they could have actually pinched it at the end, Manchester City, but obviously Haaland had an off day. Look, as you guys remember, post-match against Manchester City, I said, I can't really fault Pochettino in this particular match. The one thing that I could potentially question is the substitution of Cole Palmer. I wasn't too bothered about the other substitutions. I could understand it. I think with Nicholas Jackson as well, he was potentially getting tired. He did a lot of running around, a lot of covering of the ground, and he was on if he got one more yellow card, he could potentially miss the Carabao Cup final. So don't forget that. I think similarly with Cole Palmer as well, he was already on a yellow card in that match, another yellow card, and he'll be suspended too. But I did think that Cole Palmer substitution probably was a negative one. If we'd been able to keep Cole Palmer, what he was giving us was ability to get out of our half with his passing range. And that's the only thing I'd criticize. Besides that, honestly, I think Pochettino pretty much got that game correct. But once again, it just shows how important Cole Palmer is. You take someone like Cole Palmer off, you lose that ability to break through from your half with that passing ability. And he's so smart. He's very deceptive with his pace as well. Like Cole Palmer's got the ability to just pump forward, pass, and he's running forward, and he can give you an option to pass it back to him and eventually score a goal. So that's the only thing that I'll say that Poch got wrong, and just shows how important Cole Palmer is to the Chelsea setup. Now, check this out. I wanted to touch base in regards to some of the pundits. Tim Sherwood, obviously ex-Spurs manager, player as Blackburn, I think, played for Spurs as well. You can safe to say he's a Spurs fan. I found this so mad what he had to say. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea are taking a lot of credit for this game against City, but I don't see it. If this man Haaland takes his chances, they get beat 5-1. They were awful. They were bang average. I mean, this guy, bang average. Wow. He didn't watch the match. Most parts of that match, we actually nullified Man City. Most parts of that match, we looked like we were going to be the winners. As I said, if you count down all the chances Man City had and all the chances we had far better chances, and we should have put the game away in the first half and in the second half as well. We had chances. Haaland had 2 big headers, and then they had the Rodri opportunity. Besides that, they didn't do anything else. Everything else we've defended. You have to understand, clear-cut chances. We had at least 3 clear-cut chances in the first half itself, including the goal. So there was 2 more other chances, one for Nicholas Jackson and the other one, I believe, I think it was Conor Gallagher in the first half, where there was a first-time pass to Enzo Fernandez, and also there was a Sterling opportunity. I think Vince, off the back of this particular tweet, actually said Chelsea had like 3 big chances and Haaland had 2 big chances, and Chelsea missed all the 3 big chances as well. So I don't know what Mr. Tim Sherwood is talking about, but he needs to rewatch that game again, because this over here, they get beat 5-1. That is mad. Man City never had 5 chances. Never, ever had 5 chances. Defensively, we were rock solid. And to say we were awful, we were bang average, wow. This is proper hatred, absolutely proper hatred. And he looks like a fool. When someone talks like this, you just don't have any respect about what they have to say after that, to be honest. Just absolutely looks like a fool. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, check this out for Gary Neville. From Gary Neville, Liverpool fans, Liverpool players, Liverpool coaches will be looking at Chelsea performance, not just yesterday, but they think that they have players that can step up and deliver. It's a big game for Chelsea, but it's a big game for Liverpool. Liverpool are favourites next week, let's be clear, but Chelsea have a real chance. What they showed yesterday is that when a team push up the pitch, which Liverpool do, they can counter-attack and be really dangerous. I think it suits Chelsea. Jackson needs space to run into. Sterling needs space to run into. Palmer likes to deliver passes into space. I think Chelsea find it harder like they did against Crystal Palace the other night, that sit with 10 on the edge of the box. I think it's a game on. Look, Liverpool got quite a lot of injuries to key players. And this is, I don't want to make any excuses for that, because we've had injuries as well. But it does give us an opportunity to get a win, get this silverware. There will be no better chance. There's some big players. I think Alisson is injured. Trent Alexander-Arnold is injured. And a few other big names are injured as well, doubtful for this particular match. Some probably end up playing. It is still going to be a strong Liverpool team, but yeah, we're definitely a chance. I know we got absolutely mauled against them, about a couple of weeks ago, but if we can maintain the discipline and focus on a game plan, just the way we did against Manchester City, I think we'll give them a good run for their money and hopefully can win this as well. We should have the desire to win this big time. We've lost too many finals against these lot. We've lost too many finals at Wembley. And don't forget, Pochettino, he's lost against Jurgen Klopp in the Champions League final as well. And recently we just got mauled. So we should be looking for revenge big time. We should honestly put everything on this particular match and make sure that we don't lose this. And it will mean huge for the football club, for the owners, for the board, for the players, for the manager, and hopefully it'll give a mad morale boost for the future to come. So yeah, we're definitely a shout. So I fully understand what Gary Neville is talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts about everything that we spoke about today, especially in regards to Cole Palmer and all the other stuff that we said in regards to Chelsea improving and Romeo Lavia and so on and so forth. In the comment section, let me know what you think about that. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care and see ya. Bye.